Good morning! How is everyone? Are we good? I hope so. David just lost track of time and was like, oh my gosh, I have 2 minutes to leave before the Stitchalong. And I was like, yep, get out. Hi, George. Okay, so today we're going to use 3 strands and do the chain stitch. Now we've done the detached chain stitch here for petals, and we've done the detached chain stitch / lazy daisy for leaves, but we haven't done the chain stitch yet. And the chain stitch is a little tricky for some people, only because it's not just one stitch. It's a stitch that's worked in a line. It could be a curved line or a straight line, but the stitch stitches into itself every time. Does that make sense? So you can't just do one, like one here and one here and one there. You would do it like the entire line, and it works where to make one stitch, you make the second stitch, and then to make the third stitch, you make the second stitch. So I'll show you on the scrap paper because I feel like I'm not making any sense. So the detached chain stitch is like this, and the chain stitch is like this. There's 2 ways to do it. I should do the practice so that you can see and do which way that you like. But it goes like this. So you do your chain, and then instead of doing the tacking stitch, you're going to do another loop, and then another loop, and then another loop, and another loop. And that's how you get your chain. Okay? So actually I will do a practice hoop. I've got one over here just because I feel like this is one where some people like it one way and they do not like it the other way. So I should have remembered that. But that's okay. Okay, so we've already done the stitch for the paid stitch along. We did it for a little stem and then 2 leaves to fill it in. You can see my brick. Okay, so we've got 2 lines here, and I'll just use like a practice. Practice. Okay, so the regular chain stitch, okay, like I said, you're going to make like a detached chain stitch, yeah, and instead of making that next tacking stitch, you're going to come up wherever you want your stitch to be. So obviously if you make it really tall like this, then each stitch will be that length, and you'll probably only get 2 stitches in. But if you make it really, really small, you're gonna have to do a lot of stitches to fill in that space. So it looks great with longer ones or shorter ones, just depends on what you like. Okay, so instead of doing that tacking stitch, you're just gonna make a loop again. Like imagine you're doing the very first stitch all over, and put your needle down inside the loop and make another loop and come up. Okay? And then make another loop. So this is the regular chain stitch. You can work it from the bottom to the top, or like I'm doing, or the top to the bottom. Obviously it will look different. So this one here was worked from the top to the bottom, and you can see that the chains, they end up looking the same, really. Sometimes they just switch directions if you do them a different way, like this one. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Now the other way to do it is to make your detached chain stitch. So I always make the point go at the very top of your line. So you're doing 1 detached chain stitch. Okay. And then you're going to come down a ways like this. This is the reverse chain stitch, and lots of people like this way better than this way. But in the end, they look the same. They just look backwards, if you know, like the different direction. Okay, and then you put your needle right back down here. So we're just sliding our needle underneath those loops. So you're coming up here, sliding your needle under. So you're not going through the thread and you're not going through the fabric. You're just sliding it through. Oops. And then putting it right back down. Now, I'll tell you the pros and cons of each one. This one here, where you do the loops and loops and loops, it's really great because you can go anywhere with it, which means that you can outline things, you can make like stitches on top of other stitches, whereas this one's a little bit more tricky to do that because you have to slide your needle under. So if you have a lot of other elements on your hoop already, or say you wanted to outline something, like I know with these flowers here, I love to outline with a little chain stitch. We're not going to do that today. I mean, you can if you want to. I'm not sure if everyone made theirs big enough to be able to outline it. So we're just going to do a little stem with 2 little leaves here, just a small one. But yeah, I love doing a little outline here with it. And when you do the reverse chain stitch, I feel like I'm shouting because my music is a bit loud today. When you do the reverse, you have to slide your needle under. So it's the same way I feel about weaving. It gets a little bit tricky and, you know, like faffy. Like you have to really like deal with it, you know? But in essence, they are the same. Now, if I would have started this right here at the bottom, so this one I started from the bottom and worked it to the top. And this one I started from the top and worked it to the bottom. But you see how they look the same? The direction of the loops are exactly in the same place. Now, if I started this one from the bottom, like I did here, and worked from the top, bottom to the top, you see how they flip? They look reverse. Yeah? So the chain stitch is when you do the loops, the loop, the loop, the loop. And the reverse chain stitch is when you slide your needle under. I hope I'm making sense. I feel like whenever I do this, I teach both of them at the same time. And then I'm like, I hope that is clear. So you can do either one you want. It does not matter. They both look the same. Like I said, one just comes out facing the opposite way. Yeah? So you can see that these ones, the teardrops are facing up, and these ones, the teardrops are facing down. But same, yeah? Okay. Moving along. Let's put this baby back in. I think I put this together upside down because it's a little bit different from my other one. Okay, so what we're going to do, let me zoom out. I don't know where the black one is. Oh, there. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I'm going to do probably 2 chain stitch little fronds. And what we want to do is try and fill up this top space. They're all going to be like things with stems, kind of like that poke out, you know? So some can go this way, some can go that way, this way, that way. Totally up to you. It just depends on how you do it. You can put them kind of facing down here if you want to. There's no like, you have to do it this way. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to do one over here. These ones are going to be the turkey work flowers. So I am going to show you what we're going to do tomorrow. If I can freaking find it. There. Oh, I was looking for this yesterday. I couldn't find it. So So it's gonna look like this when we're done. So all we're doing is doing a stem, but we're doing a stem in 2 leaves with the chain stitch. So you need to leave a bit of space wherever you do it to include a flower like this. So if you think about, the fringe can be as short or long as you want, and this part here can be as big or small as you want. So if you think about this here, you don't really want your stem to go all the way to the edge, because then there's no space for your flower. Okay, so try and keep like maybe like a finger width away. That's kind of where you want to plan your flower to be, because any of these things here, you can always chop them down later. Okay, let's get started. I've talked for too much. So I'm gonna do one like this. I'm just gonna make some small leaves like that. We're gonna fill this in later, so don't worry about that. So I've got one there, and I should probably do one on this side too. Just like that, like springing out. And I'm gonna do 3 strands. Someone said, I like your stand. You have to hold your embroidery hoop. Where did you get it from? You can check at Cloudcraft. I know they have them in stock, or Hawthorne Handmade. I got mine from a charity shop though, so it might not be exactly the same. Actually, I think this one here is from Hawthorne, because I have 2. So this one, the one that I use the most, like my original one, was from a charity shop for like £5. So it might be a little bit different. I know that one's got a wood base, and this one has not a wood base, but it has wood for all the rest of the parts. So this is gonna have a fluffy flower head. Yep, and we're gonna learn how to do that tomorrow. So today we're just working on the stems. Oh, Mella's up. Okay, so let's zoom in. And we're doing it this way because the fluffy flower heads, they're a bit faffy again, because there's a couple different steps and you have to do them in the right order. So I don't like to just tack them on to the end of a lesson. I like to have a whole day for them so that we make sure that we do them correctly. Okay? All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do the method that I like the best, which is just the regular chain stitch. I'm using 3 strands, and I'm using a color that we've already used before, I think. And it's 261 from Anchor. So we're gonna fill in the stem with the chain stitch. And we're actually gonna cover up part of the stem, because we want the flower to go over top of it. We don't want it to meet like this, you know, where there's like space in the middle, or it doesn't look like the stem is going like into the flower. Do you know what I mean? So if you need to make it a little bit longer, then you totally can, because we're going to cover up at least like to here, at least like the first or second chain. Yeah. Now, if you're running out of room at the top and you think, I can't actually add anymore, you can always take your fabric out and move it down a little bit, because, oh, I was just stitching and I was like, what am I doing? I hope I didn't do that wrong. Because the way that I've put the patterns, there's like a little border on the bottom, but actually the hoop inside is only to about there. So I could move this fabric down a little bit to give me some more space up at the top if you're running out. So I might do that just so I can get a little bit more area to add things. I literally just did that. Yeah, I think some people are just a little bit like they want to like play by the rules. Do you know what I mean? Like they want to like make sure that all the rules. I could definitely just keep this going all the way down into the middle, couldn't I? said that we'll fill it up later, but I guess I could just put it all the way down. I'm gonna stop it there. Now to stop it, you just 3 strands. You just do a little tacking stitch at the end, okay? So I'm gonna stop it there. And then for these here, I'm just gonna do a little outline. We'll see how wide they are, you know, because sometimes I have an idea, but I didn't make them big enough or wide enough or whatever. I thought maybe I could do some straight stitches in the middle, like just 2, but we'll just see how it looks. I'm kind of stitching over my flower here. Love your chain stitch. Oh, thank you. I'm sure yours will be great too. I love using both hands for this. So if you have a hoop stand, it's perfect. If you don't, I'll often sit with the top here resting on the table, just like on a regular table, and then have the rest of it like on my belly, you know? So it like, do you know what I'm trying to say? So that I can use both hands, basically. Okay, and let's come down here and do this one. Should have made that stitch a little bit smaller, I think, but hey ho, it'll all be fine. And again, you can mix. And again, I think that's like I think I'm off of it's totally fine. Who am I kidding? I'll never be finished with that phrase because I say it so much. So yeah, I've got a little space in there. I can either fill it with one more row of chain stitch, or I can fill it with a different color and fill it in. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think it's gonna look really nice like that because it'll give a little bit of dimension. And I'll use one of the colors we've already used. Different color, yeah, for sure. Now I do like the way the same color looks when you do the chain stitch. So I'm just gonna do straight stitches in the middle, maybe 2 or 3, just to fill it in. I say straight stitches and not satin stitches because I'm not trying to make them look like super smooth. You know what I mean? I'm just filling it in a little bit. Okay, I'm almost done. Did you guys see I finished the new 8-inch kit? I'm so excited. So excited. I'll show you at the end after I do these next little ones. Because I'm going to show you the whole thing, yeah? And then we can finish this on Sunday. Or maybe I'll finish it tonight so that tomorrow I can do 2 fluffy ones. Okay, let's just look into my pot. Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, so I'm just taking this one. I think it's all 6 strands. Yeah, and I'm just gonna do like 1 or 2 stitches on the inside of that leaf, and then it'll just be like a cute little leaf, you know? Little leaf and stem situation. Let's put it like this. I'm like so glad you guys like it. And I'm coming up with all the different phrases. So at the moment I have like blank Forever a Friend, so like you can write your own name in there. And then I have Mother, Grandma, and Granny. So if you wanted to like give it to someone for Mother's Day, then you could. No! Oh. Why? Why? Yeah, and then I think I have two other quotes that are just quotes, like they're not about Mother's Day or mothers or anything like that. So they're just like if you don't like have a mother anymore, or maybe you don't have a good relationship with her, it doesn't always have to be about, mothers. That is so cute. I love this. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, so it's kind of like a kit for everyone. I know they always say in business, like, don't be too broad like that. Like, if you're going to do a Mother's Day kit, then just do it for Mother's Day. But at the same time, I know that sometimes it can be a little bit, people have different situations, and I don't like having something that's just for one kind. So I've got a couple different quotes that are, I think one of them is it's okay to just be okay, or to not be okay. What did I put on there? I don't even remember. Oh, Tori. Too much going on in it. Here's one. Oh, everything I am, you helped me to be. There's too many layers. I can't see them. But yeah, if you would like a specific quote, it goes at the very top and the bottom, not all the way around, like the top and then the next part goes to the bottom. But yeah, let me know if you'd like to see something, because I'm going to put a bunch of different ones in there, and then, it's not just for Mother's Day. Also, selfishly, if I only do it for Mother's Day, then I can only sell it for part of the year. So there you go. And I've got one with no, I just said I wasn't going to do this. I'll just do the stem. And I've got it with no flowers as well. So it like fills up the space a bit more. So there's no space at the bottom and the top. So I've added a little bit more leaves and stuff. I really like it. I kind of want to stitch it up again. Oh my gosh, that's twice now I've done that. Get it together. Get it together. I have one other kit, and it's so lovely, but I feel like it's a bit wintry, so I might have to save it for like September or October. Okay, this one I'm just gonna stop make it run into the flowers. And then I'll be done for the day. I'll do the leaves next time. Because those you don't really need to be able to do the top part, yeah? Okay, so let's zoom out and you can see it together. Now, I've told you before that all the big flowers, we've already done the big flowers. There are more flowers, but they're more wispy ones like this. So some of them are more like twig-like, and other ones, where did you put the anchor stitch? On the end. At the very end. Yeah? So the tacking stitch. The red rose is previously in the stitch along, so you need to watch a different video for that one. All right, well, that's it for me. If you're doing the paid stitch along, then I'll see you in just a minute. And if you're only doing this one, then that's fine too. And I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to do the flowers that go on the end of these little guys. So at the very least, try and have just your stem done. So if you're not sold on the leaves yet, or if you don't know how big you want them, or if you just want to know what's next before you do them, that's totally fine. But you need to at least do the stem because otherwise you can't do your flower. Okay? So I hope you have a lovely Tuesday. It's Pancake Day here. I think it's Pancake Day like everywhere, right? Like Fat Tuesday it's called in the States, where you eat all the sweets and stuff and then you're meant to give it all up for Lent or something like that. David is having us do no chocolate, sweets, snacks, crisps, like all that kind of stuff. We're giving it all up for Lent. So normally we don't really do Lent stuff, but I think that because of lockdown, we haven't been doing a lot of exercise. So we're cutting all that out and we're going to start moving our bodies so we feel a little bit better. In Sweden, we eat Selma today. Oh, that's interesting. Shrove Tuesday. Yes. No chocolate. Yes, Jamie T. No chocolate. It's going to be hard, I'm not going to lie, but I'll get through it. Don't worry. It's only 40 days, right? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I know in the States we eat punchkis. It's like a donut, and it's got different flavors inside, like a jam donut kind of, but they're big. Oh, they're so good. They're like Polish, like a Polish dinner, like a, not dinner, pastry, bun? I don't know, but they're like that big, and they have like powdered sugar on the outside, and they're like a donut, and they have a bunch of filling on the inside. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so good. So, yeah, I will be mourning my loss. So eat a big fat donut for me. We'll be having pancakes today for dinner, I think. Like American pancakes, not crepes. Okay, let's be clear. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll be back to chat in the paid stitch along. All right, have a great day. Bye.